Happy holidays. I'm Susan Kessel here on FPAC Channel 9, Fairfield Public Access. And with me today is Ed Oliver from Fairfield Flower. We're here today. Everybody's getting ready for the holidays, busy decorating. I know that's what I've been doing, and I'm sure you have too. But we're here today for the Women's Club annual pilgrimage, the Tour of Homes. And we're talking about it before the event, and we also will air the show after event. You have been involved in the past with the Tour of Homes.
Yeah, we've decorated a couple homes over the last couple of years, and really enjoyed doing it. And this year we helped Terry Cutler with the McElhinney house.
And it looks beautiful. I know a few years ago when we were on the Tour of Homes, my husband and I, they didn't have florists come in and decorate, but it is such a big job. And now to help the homeowners, they are starting to ask for professional help. And I know that Terry Cutler and you decorated the McElhinney house, and that's where we are right now. And we're going to take a tour of this house, and this is where a silver tea and bake sale will be held on the day of the event on Sunday, and that is December 6th of this year. Where do you start when you're decorating this place?
Well, Terry came to us with, she really had the idea planned out of what she wanted to do, her theme. She wanted to go with a colonial Christmas, and she had some magazines showing different colonial decorations. And this table centerpiece was one that she really wanted to have something like that. And what it is a cone of apples decorated with holly, just to use as a centerpiece. And then we placed greens along with it to help fill out the table because it was such a long table, and used some pomegranates and pine cones in with the evergreen just to add some color to it.
I like the theme of the Colonial holiday theme. It fits really in natural with the McElhinney house. And I have to say, I've always loved these cones with fruits around it, and this is just really beautiful. Is there a styrofoam cone in there?
Actually, what's under this one is a wooden cone with nails in it. Terry got those through this Colonial company.
And are the apples stuck on there?
And then the apples are poked onto the nails so that they stay in place.
Okay. Another question I have is the color on these is so gorgeous. Is this a particular apple?
Well,
maybe it's the lighting.
To be honest with you, these are not a real apple. These are an artificial apple.
You're kidding me.
They'll last through the month. Rather
Really?
than have to come back up and replace apples every few days, we were able to get some very authentic looking artificial apples.
You definitely did. They fooled me.
Yeah, when I was first working with it, I thought, well, this isn't going to look quite right because I could tell where they had been painted when they made them, but as we finished it up and set them in the cooler to keep the greens fresh, when you looked in there, they looked just like real apples. And sitting here,
they're gorgeous.
You really can't tell the difference.
And then the holly is real.
The holly is real.
I'm going to have to ask from now on.
Yeah, everything else is real, well, except the pomegranates.
The pomegranates
artificial
are
also.
not. And when I was a little girl growing up in California, we had pomegranates growing in our yard, and we would always get in trouble if we picked those because they stained our hands, and if we threw them around, we got stained other things too. So I love pomegranates this time of year. These are little miniature and not real. And then as far as the greenery, we have
it's a mixed evergreen oaking is what it is. We use cedar and I believe Douglas. And then there's holly also mixed in with that.
Is there a way to take care of this to keep it fresh looking?
Really, with it being as warm as it is, it won't last a long time, but if a person has a way to mist it and keep a lot of humidity on it or some moisture close to it, it would help it last a lot longer.
I imagine outdoors when you use it for decorating, it's a lot easier in Iowa.
Yeah. Most of the time. This year it's going to be tough to keep fresh evergreen looking fresh outside with it being 60 and 70 degrees.
Right.
But that's going to change, I think. So.
Which I'm not complaining.
Right.
And then behind us we have this beautiful mantelpiece. And I'm going to step over here so I'm closer with my
Okay.
microphone.
Yeah, we followed out with the same theme up here, and then also we added, or Terry had gotten some gingerbread men, and we added those in there. We have a Christmas tree in the other room that she decorated with the gingerbread men. But basically, the mantelpiece is the same evergreen and holly, and then with a nice wired colonial type looking bow on there to hold its shape.
And the gingerbread is a nice touch, too. I like
Yeah,
that.
when the day we were decorating in here, it really added a lot of fragrance
I
to
bet.
the room.
The smell. Okay, and then I notice over here we've got one, just a little kind of a swag piece in the window. How cute.
We hung the gingerbread with a little piece of ribbon and put a bow on there and the evergreen up in the window just to finish it out. Simple but effective.
Very effective. Good idea for people to do. And the real gingerbread.
Yep. You have to be careful with the gingerbread when you're doing that. These were baked fresh and they're very tasty, but they were a little soft, so we had to kind of support them a little bit so they wouldn't fall apart. But they definitely
Okay.
add a nice touch.
So this is the main dining area, and this is where the bake sale will be held, and you can have tea and refreshments while you're here. And then we'll walk over, and we have another mantle area and another table, and all the windows are decorated the same. We're putting our cameraman to the test here. So we have another table, and this is done just the same.
Yeah, we had two long tables and they just wanted the two cones to tie them together.
Repeated. And the mantle is the same, and all of the windows are done the same. So we'll take a break with our cameraman and go into the other room. Well, we're in the meeting room, and this is a nice big room in the McElhinney house, and we have this beautiful tree. It's a real tree, and it was provided by Robert Kistler, so thank you for that. And then we have it decorated, and these, I assume, are to look like cranberries?
Yeah. Rather than use fresh cranberries, she had the beads, the red beads, and makes it look kind of like cranberries.
And then the gingham, the tan and red gingham bow at the top, draped down the top. And then we have the red ribbon garland going around the tree. And once again, the fresh gingerbread.
And she actually, I think she had those baked at Yummy's,
Okay.
the bakery here in town.
Oh, that's nice. I was going to say, Terry's been busy doing a lot of things, but she did have some help,
Yep,
and that was
yeah.
nice for her to put it all together. And then just the plain white lights, which is very popular right now. And so this makes for a wonderful grand entrance here in the room. And then over here, we have another mantle decorated, and the same theme.
We followed through with, there's actually 3 mantles, and we followed through with the same decoration on all 3 of them.
Is it hard to get holly around here?
Well, this holly came from Oregon, is where we get it from. We buy it through our wholesalers, and this year it's supposed to be a little bit more in short supply, but it came in real nice this year.
It looks pretty. And does holly, some kind is variegated and some is not?
We use the variegated to add the color, and then there's also just a straight green holly. And they both come with berries
Okay,
to add
a
a
little
little
red.
more color. Yeah, they have
And then
red
also
berries.
the pine cones. And is it hard to get greenery?
Really, it's not too bad. I mean, for us, we get it through wholesalers who get it from up in Wisconsin and Minnesota, I believe, is where most of it comes from.
Okay. So we have the colonial theme here at the McElhinney house, and we'll take a look at one other area. The Fairfield Women's Club is the caretakers of the McElhinney house, and they have had this annual pilgrimage tour homes for many years, I believe, and with maybe a break once in a while. but they've been very fortunate to get homeowners within the community to open up their homes and say, yes, you can tour our homes, and all of the money that is made from this project goes towards restoration and upkeep for the McElhinney House. And the McElhinney House is located on North Court Street, I believe. I'm not sure, I should have checked that out. And it's a wonderful old home that is used by the community. I know the Kiwanis eats here Wednesday evenings. BPW meets. You can have meals served here, and then you move in this room and have meetings. So it's a wonderful home for our community. And we thank the Women's Club for keeping this going and taking the time, organizing the pilgrimage, and to the people that have opened their homes this year. And I'm also guilty of not having a complete list. We ran in here, but we're going to do as good as we can. And that is, the first home is Kevin and Louise Toohey, and that is off of Glasgow Road on Indian Creek Road. And then we have Mary and Ed Gomes, and that is on South Main, and that's the old Gobble House. And I drove by there the other day, and it looks gorgeous on the outside.
Yeah.
I think I saw something in the paper that said it was, they had checked with Lee Gobble.
Yeah, I read something about
and
pictures from the old.
Looked at old pictures and decorated according to how historically it would have been done. Then we have Stephen and Danella Van Tassel, and that is on Hillside. And what did I read about that? Something about the Christmas stockings, how many they have.
Yeah, that sounded like a lot of them.
Even
I don't remember how many.
Like a dozen or more. And then we have at the Jeff Six residence on Woodside. So we have 4 wonderful homes that are opening up to the community, and they're being decorated, partially professionally decorated by, I'll let you help me on this one.
Oakwood Nursery is doing, I believe, the Gomes home. Hy-Vee, I think, is doing the Tooheys. Finishing touch is at the Van Tassel home, and Easter's would be at Jeff Six's home, I believe.
Very good. I hope we got that all right. We're going on our memory here. And so the event is Sunday, December 6th from 12:30 until 5:30 p.m. You can get tickets at any house. Just go to, they usually have a listing. We have it on FPAC rolling around on our scroll, the correct addresses and homes. You can go to any home during that time period and purchase tickets, and then go to the next home, and they'll check off your ticket, and stop in at the McElhinney House for their silver tea and to look at all these colonial decorations put together by Ed and Terry Cutler. And what else? Am I forgetting anything?
I think that pretty well covers everything.
Thank you for helping decorate here, and your
thank you for giving me the opportunity.
And your past support of the tour homes. And we have one more spot that we'll do in the hallway. Here on the staircase we have some photos of, the first one is Robert McElhinney, born in 1805 and lived until 1878, a Fairfield figure. And then the next photograph we have Mary Slagle Schaefer McElhinney, and I recognize the Slagle name as another Fairfield person, born in 1812 and lived until 1893. And the final portrait on the wall is Miss Elizabeth McElhinney from 1849 to 1931. So we are in the McElhinney House, and we invite everyone to come out on Sunday, December 6th for the annual Tour of Homes Christmas pilgrimage, and get in the holiday spirit along with all the other activities that are going on this day. Be sure and check them all out. And our final piece, as you're exiting the McElhinney House on the staircase, is another colonial decoration with the gingham bow, the pomegranates, greenery, gingerbread man cookie, and pine cone.